Away. So we live. Welcome to the Blaze Café podcast. Episode 5. Shit. Yeah. It's episode 5. You know what it is.
Jed in his bitch.
You know what it is. So
we're actually at Jed's studio right now. We're not at the Blaze Cafe, but we got Blaze products.
Yeah, we still got Blaze.
We definitely have the Blaze products with us.
So yeah, we've got a very special guest today.
Yo.
Mr. Jed Nery. I wish I had the collective round of applause. Don DeMarco. Oh my God, it's Jed Nery. Welcome, bro. Welcome to the Blaze Cafe podcast, where we talk about life and all that fly shit. You talking into the mic. You see, this when you know we got a real artist in this bitch. Nikki, she know he talking to the mic and shit.
When you know me.
So, I don't know.
Tell the people.
I always want to start from the top.
The whole intro, man.
Everybody. So, tell people who you is, where you from. Yeah,
what you
know,
do.
What it is that you do, actually.
Well, yeah, man. We can maybe start off from
your
where
name.
I'm from.
Let's start with your name, Jed Nery. Is that your government name?
Yeah, Jed Nery is my name given to me by my parents.
Full?
My mother found Jed in a book, and then
it doesn't have any particular meaning to it, do you know?
Maybe something deep to that. I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
A lot of people just hit me with Jedediah and.
Me personally.
Yeah, with Jedediah.
So yeah. Where you from, bro?
Well, I'm from the West Rand, Johannesburg.
Yeah? You been inside all your life?
My whole life.
Nigga, you like really west, like...
I'm west.
West. Okay.
I'm not holding a W, I'm holding a J.
So, because I know your story, I don't want to sort of tell your story for you, you know what I mean? Like, we done came up together, did a whole bunch of crazy stuff together.
Yeah.
No, but let's take it maybe from the top, from the beatbox stuff, because I mean that's my early connection to.
That was my introduction to Jed.
Yeah. Jed,
that's how I know Jed.
Artistic.
Jed is like the craziest beatboxer I've known personally. I've heard.
You know,
I don't know what you do with your face, bro.
Let's start maybe there. Like, when was the first? Do you remember when the first beatbox was? Like, yo.
Yeah, how did you actually get into it?
Beatbox.
Like the first time you formed those sounds out your mouth. Like.
Hey, look, bro. Marty scores.
Well, shout out Martin Scorsese one time. Shout out. This is not the movie director Martin Scorsese.
This is a producer.
Yeah.
We're in the bed. So yeah, man. So Martin Maseko, Tonolo. A lot of the people in Constantia Primary, a girl got kicked in the face with a ball. So we couldn't play football on the field anymore. Gents couldn't have dry winter grass stuck to their socks anymore.
Hey.
We had to rap and make circles
and have fun with it, yeah.
But I don't know, for some reason, people like to, do this whole thing with me and everyone wait in the bathroom for me type of shit. And everyone's waiting for me to come battle someone or something.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like...
Wait, so we were just you niggas used to battle at school?
Yeah, we used to
What introduced you to beatboxing? Because I know you saw it somewhere.
Razal. The first album Razal dropped, and listening to that, Tonolo actually gave me that album. But in the 3rd grade, that's when I learned how to hum and beatbox at the same time,
Grade 3?
Yeah, grade 3.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's when I was just basic, just humming and
you were 9, 10 years old?
Yeah.
Shit.
But that was the basic.
I know my first rap when I was 12.
There we go.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy, yeah.
I mean, that's why we did the rapping and the beatboxing, because we were okay, cool. Let's just do everything Gibson or even Sonolo would beatbox.
Yeah.
Then I'd rap, and then Richard Cherry would even rap. I'm calling him out that he rapped.
Letting the people know, Richard. I didn't know this.
Even Justin Rebo, bro.
Oh, Justin!
That's
You
He's
actually leaking the
Justin's
files.
actually dope though.
He used to spit bars. Nah. Shout out to my nigga Justin. Justin got some bars.
Reeves.
So you saying from around like grade
Jesus,
3?
10 years
was,
old.
What was like your first actual beatbox, right?
Yeah, let's say like in primary school, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, bro. Like, definitely, I beatboxing like you say now. For you, I'm one of the dopest beatboxers you've heard here, maybe.
Yeah.
And like, if certain knowledge that you receive and like things that I know about, there are other beatboxers around the world that I'm blown away by.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, fuck.
I'm trying to be
this,
like
this
nigga,
guy
Yeah.
levels over me by 1,000, you know?
Yeah.
And then when I still have people that appreciate me for how I am and what I've put into it now, that's what's dope.
Would you say that there's a beatbox society or culture in SA just based on this question? Because I can't say I know a lot of beatboxers and a lot of dope ones at that in South Africa. Like I can't tell you, yo, you need to go listen to this one. You need to go listen. I can tell you need to go listen to Jed, and that's it, pretty much. So, would you say that there's a culture here for beatboxing?
Definitely, there definitely is a culture for beatboxing here in South Africa. I mean, there are a lot of beatboxers out there still in this country trying to make something of themselves, you know, even
As
guys that are
beatboxers.
really dope. It's like let's say before people heard about me in the industry or in the scene
Yeah.
with the beatboxing.
Yeah.
Let's say for instance they didn't know I was there, and then I was there. Let's say for instance slightly like in people's face.
Yeah.
You know, like there's other guys that
But are still
are
coming out.
fucking just as skilled and probably just as incredible or even better that are in the dark corners that are going to come out of those corners and be exposed. There's always someone that's better than you. There's always someone, you know, that's
Okay,
how-
you've been. Wait, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you've been making a lot of music recently. We're gonna get into that.
Cool.
But are you as hungry for it in terms of beatboxing like that? Like, do you still stay awake and think like, shit, I need to stay sharp because there's that kid out there that might just
Yeah.
make me look stupid one day.
No, for sure. That's why I didn't get too lost when I was growing the beard and shit and
Yeah, I remember
being
that.
depressed and shit, just rapping, bro. And, like trying to evolve to the next thing, but at the same time, because of all the time I put into the beatboxing, I had to kind of push away and step into what I really want to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the beatboxing, it's a good time and everything, being able to, you know, link up with new people and grow as a community. I think there's just a lot of beef here in the country with beatboxing. It's like a whole weird stigmatism of it being like,
There's
it's all like, fuck that
there's
guy,
only
I don't
allowed
wanna,
to be one.
I'm the
Yeah.
shit, like whatever, but like 10 of us could be standing like dropping the dopest beat in one video together, and that's what it's about. But I don't know, this whole thing went around, especially in the beatboxing here in South Africa, that like people just need to stay away from me and like
Speak on it, my nigga. Speak on it. Where does that come from?
Spill them files.
hey man,
No. It's not about the files. I want you to speak about the culture itself. Like, where does the animosity towards Jed Nery come from? Is it because people don't feel your personality, or is it because of any other reason? Is it other people's fault, or is it Jed's fault?
hey
Speak
bro,
on it.
look, I'm sure I provoked quite a few people, but at the same time, I had to do what my gut thought was right at the time. I had to go for it. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that I'm bad-mouthing everybody behind their back or anything. It's nothing like that. I only want to have good relationships with people in the scene. Look, like, even you and I have had our shit over the years and whatever, and here we are.
I'm still here.
It doesn't
yeah,
matter. It's
yeah.
not like this fuck you type of thing. It's not like that. You know what I mean? It's just all about growing. But at the end of the day, it was like me coming up in the beatbox scene here in South Africa. I had to get noticed, and at the same time, I can just picture someone sitting there and just hearing all these things about me and just being like, you know, someone maybe coming up to this kid that's dope saying, Jed's an asshole, bro. Don't speak to him. He won't have time for you or some shit. But it's not about that, bro. I really just want to grow. I want to help other people. Hey, learn from other people. That's what it's about, bro. I'm not saying any other beatboxer is lower than me or anything, but the beef came out of shit because everyone wants that spot. And the thing is, it's like, you know, who's going to act a certain way to get there? And I'm not going to act a certain way to get there, and that's what people don't like.
Yeah.
If someone tells me to do something because they are trying to manipulate me to be involved in something, I'm not going to be involved.
Yeah.
If they come to me with respect because of the time and effort I've put into it, the same way I should do for that person, then I would love to be involved. But the fact that certain areas had disrespect thrown at me, that's when I lost quite a lot of interest, and I just kept doing my own thing, you know what I mean? So that's why, bro. I just carried on. I moved away from the beatboxing, put some time into the music, and I was like, fuck it, let me just...
Do you think you've fallen off?
As
a beatboxer in the scene? No, not skill and technique wise. I'm talking like the trajectory, because you on the rise, my nigga.
Hey, bro, I was doing like 5 shows a week. Every week.
Yeah, I remember
like,
that.
To the point where I was like, I was like feeling fucked up because I was just always going. You remember that shit? Like,
I remember that shit, yeah.
Like people fucking waiting. Like most people, they were there to see me, you know?
Yeah.
It was weird, bro. And then honestly, it got to. This is the honest thing, bro. Like fucking. This is one thing that impacted me in a big way. Fucking Nashua Mobile closed down, and they held my contract, my number that everyone got hold of me on for like 6-7 years.
Oh shit!
And I walked in there one day, and they were a fucking printing company, literally a printing company, and told me my phone contract went to Vodacom. They charged me like $4 grand, 3 months in a row, and then all of a sudden my number didn't exist for a whole year. Boom! I didn't get one show for almost a year, not one show.
Sure.
And yes, that's also my fault because I didn't go out again just as quick, but at the same time, I was so fucking hit by it, and so much other shit was going on at the time, whether it was family shit or whatever it was.
So how'd you get out of all of that? Like, how did you decide, and like, you know what, fuck all this bullshit actually, let me just do this shit?
Honestly, it got to a point where I would start seeing everyone looking at me, just laughing at me, and just being like, this is exactly what we want. And in my mind, my soul fighting with my heart, and my mind telling me, bro, is this what you were like when you were 19? Are you gonna let this just fly like this?
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, okay, cool. Let me just get the fuck back up and just keep going. And then I realized back when I was positive again, a lot of people didn't like that.
Shit.
Even like certain
people
but, close to
me. But people don't like people hate on Khaled, dog. Do you know how positive Khaled is, bro? If you go through Khaled's comments, there's a couple haters there still. Like it's not like you're gonna be immune to haters if you had haters before, dog.
True.
I think the real issue is like people don't wanna see you grow. People want you to be the same Jed that they knew 4 years ago. People want you to stay the same. And as soon as you like, nah, I'm gonna take the decision to grow the fuck up for myself. People don't like that. They're like, nah, bruh, you're moving out of what I know you for.
That's exactly it.
Know what I'm saying?
Has that impacted any of the moves you made in your career?
Definitely.
Sure.
That's very interesting.
Like, I mean, I can't put on a fake vibe about it now and tell you that it hasn't, you know?
Yeah.
Of course, like I said, like you going back to that question, yes, literally it got to the point where I felt like, oh my fuck, has everyone just forgotten about what the fuck I'm doing?
What I did.
Yo, and
never mind what you're doing, what I've done.
What happened to those 25,000 people bouncing in front of me? What happened to that promoter being cool with me? What happened to that being cool? What happened to the phone ringing all the time? What happened to, yo, what's Jed doing? Yo, we need him here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, even flipping this onto you guys, that's why you guys have that vibe. Because it's so intriguing. It's fucking trippy shit. I'm saying, like I said, I don't really like watching a lot of people's shows because a lot of the time it's like,
Yeah. I feel what you're saying.
I don't know. It's
so wait. Let's go. We went really deep into it, but it's because there's history.
But yes, it did impact certain choices and moves that I had made.
Do you think?
Definitely.
Do you think
negative and positive?
Do you think people want to reject Jed the music guy because they want Jed beatbox?
Oh, can I just
Do you
put it
think
out there?
that
Your beats
perception's
are
out there?
fire.
Because like your shit is fire.
Oh my god, your beats are fire.
Are you holding back on releasing the shit because you're trying to perfect it for those human beings that might doubt you? Because the shit's fire, but it's not out.
I know. You just know me too well like that.
I just like, what's good? Nah, speak on it, bro. What's the
Good luck, bro.
Tell me, like I don't know you, why the music's not out.
Too many people just keep putting out shit just to put it out like it's a race. Like,
This is why I fuck with this guy.
imagine 50 Cent back then put out like 100 tracks in 1 year.
Like just
think
chop,
about it.
all the hits,
These guys like icons, great artists, great musicians,
Yeah,
people
right.
out there right now from a specific generation to this generation. It doesn't matter what era we're talking about, but there's always been someone that has dropped a small amount of music and people have fucking been besotted over that, fallen in love with that, hated it, felt different emotions about it, and then waited and craved for more. And then it came. Or maybe it didn't come and then all of a sudden it came. Now it's just like boom, 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 boom. It could be a track every fucking day. Not to say everyone that's dropping music all the time is shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of the top artists are dropping music all the time.
Yeah.
And that's the era we're in right now. But I'm saying a lot of the shit that's getting dropped all the fucking time, I don't feel it that much. Not to say I'm the best or something like that, because that's not what I'm coming across to say. I'm not trying to say I'm the best lyricist on earth or in South Africa, or I'm the best rapper or anything. No.
Yeah.
You don't gotta
I
like
just
the
know
commercials.
I can throw a shot and have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you. So when it comes to your taste for music, would you say you're not trying to make commercial music? Like at all? Like or are you hoping that within your style or your taste of music there is a commercial sound?
Okay, hold on. Keep that question.
Yeah.
Keep that whole question.
Okay.
So yes, the shit's not released and I'm holding on it because I don't feel like it's what I want it to be yet. But then it got to a point where I was like, let me just enjoy doing this live, and then if people enjoy it and react to it, I get that affirmation that it's okay. Now I don't need a stranger's approval or people around me's approval. I'm not waiting for that in my mind anymore. I just know, okay, cool. Let me just go for put the commercial back to that.
You already got the yes.
Yeah.
So, hey man, rephrase that. How would I want to make commercial music? Do I or don't I? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Are you seeking? But this is a stupid question.
I mean,
this is a really stupid question. This is a stupid question that I'm asking because like everybody is seeking commercial success with what they're doing. If you make it and it's dope and you want to sell it, that's commerce. That's a dumb question that I'm asking. I'm gonna leave that question alone.
Okay, I think the better way to word it is: would you want? Are you trying to be on mainstream, like the stuff that you're hearing on radio every day? Would you?
Yeah.
Are you trying to perform?
Would you say Nery's a radio artist?
Yeah.
South African radio. We're not talking.
Oh, I wouldn't say I'm a South African radio artist.
Jesus, that's crazy. Considering that some of the songs that I heard are fucking tight, bro.
It's her dude.
Fucking tight.
Your transition from making beats into actually now, I mean from beatboxing rather into making beats. What was that whole process like? Do you fuse beatboxing into your process of making beats, or actually how does that work? And how did that happen? What introduced you to making beats?
Okay, well, it definitely being surrounded by people such as the father figure, Sia, Ant Life, you know, being at Fran's studio.
Yeah.
You know, just if I'm interested by something, I'm a good observer and I learn quickly. If I want to listen, I'm gonna listen. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. If you're interested in something, you're gonna listen, right?
I mean, you were always never the type to not pay attention when we were in the studio. You were usually paying the most attention. I can give you that.
So I wanted to know what the fuck, you know, everyone's doing. You know what I mean? I don't just want to be that guy that rocks up at the studio and I'm just like, yeah, do this, do that. I'm not saying every rapper does that or every artist does that.
Nah, but there is niggas that assume that there's a dope button, dog. I've seen that shit, dog.
Yeah.
I've seen that shit, dog. I've seen that shit, dog. Some niggas that assume that they can just rock up, dog. You know, dog. I've seen that shit, dog. Niggas that think they can just rock up, dog. Just be like, nah, press 1, 2, 3, and it's gonna be nice.
Hey, man, I just wanted to be able to, you know, be at home. The main thing was, honestly, okay, let me. So, you know, certain things were going south with something specifically, not for me, just someone close to me, and I was just like,
personal life, yeah?
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, cool, shit. Anyway, certain things happened, certain things had shown me, you know, I don't want to have to rely on anybody, you know what I mean?
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everyone's either complaining about how much studio costs or, you know, how much this costs of that or this or that. Yes, obviously then I was lucky I ran into like a commercial at the time and then bought the mic.
Let me tell you something real, dog. You were the first homie that we had in our circle that showed us all that we need to buy shit, like start getting shit, like get equipment, dog, like get equipment, like equipment is the way equipment is the way to equipment is the way to equip yourself. You
No, it's not even like that. It's not even like that. I was still laughing. I was laughing in the wrong direction.
Equipment is how you equip yourself. Equip me. You know,
sit to the camera. Look at them in their face.
You gotta acquire. You gotta acquire equipment.
Now, equipment is a noun.
Wait, this is you, good.
That's my party.
So yeah. Just salute to you on that, man. You were one of my first homies that made me realize, like, nah, man, get equipment, dog. Equipment will liberate you. You saying that was because you realized, like, you can't rely on anybody that need to get the shit.
100%. I was like, okay, so
you even soundproofed the booth, like you got the.
What was your first piece of equipment that you bought? What's the first thing you ever bought for yourself and some? Yeah,
this is mine.
In this bitch.
Bought. Oh yeah, well, obviously a handheld mic so that I could
plug
a mic in and perform. That was the first thing. But yeah, Morgan Beatbox, shout out to him.
Yo, big shout out to Morgan Beatbox.
Back in the day, I walked up to him and I was like, shit, man, I can do what he's doing. And I was young, man, and I walked up to him and I was like, bro, I can do this shit. I'm going through some shit. Can I just speak to you? Can you give me some advice? I want to do this shit. And then he was like, cool, meet me at my uncle's music store in Rosebank. Remember that one on the corner there?
Yeah.
Next to Taboo. What, the old Taboo, the old Cocoon or...
No,
what is there? Not Cocoon.
It's not Cocoon. Kong.
There we go.
Yeah. It was opposite. Yeah. I remember.
The first toy was on the opposite side of the street.
At Capitol Underground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the music store in the corner there, and I went there and yeah, man, we chilled, we chatted, he DJ'd, he mixed a few tracks, he showed me how he could spin some tracks, he was beatboxing, giving me some advice about the industry.
Wait, DJ, yeah?
Yeah, he DJs, man, he DJs.
at like deep house stuff.
Yeah.
But let's speak about that side of you for the guys that know Jed, the beatbox hip hop dude, that don't know that Jed is into deep house music. When did that start? And how did that come about? Like your love for like disco tech and deep house music.
High school, going to underground parties, you know, minimal and deep house and you know, deeper shades of house. Shout out Lars Band,
Do you have any of your own personal deep house production that you've tried?
Yeah. I should actually maybe release like a 2-track or 3-track EP. Yeah. Something like deep house, man.
Just for the people.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's such a lift, like from deep house to beatboxing. It's like,
can I tell you something else
that's crazy
that people don't know about Jed? I'm like a Jed Nery fact book, nigga. Jed doesn't write his rhymes down. Like, he doesn't use a book to write, like, at all. or a phone, or like Jed doesn't write.
Wait, immediate question. So you're telling me the album or rather the tracks that we've heard, I don't know, is it an album?
It's more of like a mixtape in the work, if you could say, which will hopefully have a couple videos to that leading towards something like that in the future, maybe. Yeah.
That project, I want to know. I don't know why I'm looking behind me. But anyway.
Because the sauce is behind you.
Yeah, because I don't know, it feels like there was Ableton behind me just now. So, I want to know that project, cool. So you're telling me you wrote nothing for it, alright, sharp. So, you memorize your freestyles for performances, or do you like have different lyrics every time you perform?
No.
Well, I guess the concept is the song becomes a song once you...
Yeah,
so
but I mean,
this is just
yeah.
You say.
No, because I mean, we did an interview with Tony from Arrival, right? And when he performs live with his band, a lot of the stuff it's just freestyle. So you're only gonna ever hear one song once, and that's it. Type thing. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wanted to know, is it a similar process?
For me, look, man, there was a point, obviously. Sia knows as well, man. There were times back in the day you would get frustrated, but at the same time, I was just too much of a perfectionist too soon. And I think that's what maybe slowed certain processes in the beginning back then. But now, at the same time, it got through certain phases in my life where I'd feel a certain type of a way, boom, go in there and just record over the track, one take or whatever, and then sometimes that'll feel like a good vibe to me, and then okay, cool, and then I'll figure it out until I like it right, get that in my head, and then I'll record that down, and then that to me becomes the song, you know. It's just a lot of the time back then when I would want to write, it felt like I was trying to force something, you know what I mean? But when I felt open and relaxed and in a euphoric state or whatever it may have been at the time, or whatever I feel.
This nigga called getting lit a euphoric state. Alright. Continue.
Oh man.
Keeping it very PC.
Keeping it
very PC.
Continue, dog.
Oh man. Thanks again for having me.
No, most def, dog. Okay, so, we were talking about. Oh my god.
What is this, dude? What is this?
This is our week.
Oh, this is ours?
You guys supplied.
Don't lie.
Yeah, this is our supply, man. Shit. Jade is always hooking us up with the indoor. I thought today on the Blaze Café podcast that we should supply the Blaze, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Thank you very much.
big salute, man.
You were saying, man.
Yeah. I want to get back into the life story part of Jed because we kind of escaped that. So you've been doing this since you were young. At what stage and what age do you realize, man, fuck this corporate life, fuck getting a job, like fuck like being suit and tie, I'm gonna go in and make some art for a living.
Why is it missing me?
What stage of your life were you like, actually, this is it for me? Was it your teens? Or a little bit earlier than that, or
earlier than
come than that. You know what I mean? Like, where were you at?
I mean, you started at 10 years old, dog.
Yeah. I mean, you started scripting your story pretty early. if we're listening to you correctly, you know what I mean?
Hey, didn't we all? As
Yeah.
we came out, you know?
Yeah. What was the point where you're like, nah, man, I can do this shit? Like, you said you went and sought advice from people even and shit, but when did when did you let your nut saying, like, actually, I'm a beatboxer, I'm gonna go in, fuck this shit, fuck these niggas, also me, I'm dope.
Oh man. Honestly, bro, I had that hunger knowing every time I left, and shit was just kind of like tough at the States. Like the state at home was kind of tough. Things were kind of shit, and like going through a weird patchy vibe, you know. I just gotten kicked out of school at the time. I was like kind of emotional.
Shit,
And honestly, bro, opportunities started arising, and my soul was just like, take them. No.
Nah, yeah, right now.
Yeah. And no matter what, when the time came to do what I had to do, I did it.
Yeah.
And now I know I'm nowhere near where I really want to be in life, but at the same time, we all still like be chasing, and we still want to be somewhere. We know we've got into a specific point, so there's no point turning back, you know.
Yeah.
And there's no point, man. Life's too short for that shit. But
Let's
I
speak
honestly
about...
just wanted to keep fucking moving, bro. As soon as things started cracking off, I thought, fuck it, bro. Let me keep going.
Let's speak about the motocross side of stuff, because that's still a big part of your life.
Yeah,
right?
you're like into extreme sport and shit.
That was also
like,
while you were coming up, right? Doing the beatbox and shit, and you were into motocross at the same time.
Yeah.
It was one and the same. What exactly is your story with motocross? Like, what is that about? Where did that come from?
Well, I actually started out, I was skateboarding when I was about 13, 14. And then, honestly, it got to the point where
Man, this
I knew people...
white boy shit.
I knew people that were just heavy into the dirt bikes, motocross and whatnot, and it was just something I really wanted to do, you know?
Yeah. Nigga,
So
you ain't afraid of getting hurt and shit?
Hey, man.
Yes.
What do you mean? What do you mean,
Oh,
amen?
you see,
Yes.
You said like
Hey,
it's so
man.
Say
okay.
like pain ain't nothing.
you know, you see other people doing it, and then that fear kind of clicks off of you a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when
It's
you
like,
see
it's
someone
not
else
that
pull
bad.
something off, you're like,
Yeah,
maybe I
then-
should try it.
Yeah, it's like, it's the
You
same
see someone
thing.
fall and it's like, it's not that bad. I don't know.
Anyway,
Fall
so
like
I got a
that.
pit bike, moved off the pit bike, just, you know, onto a 125 Suzuki.
Sure.
And then I went to the motocross track a couple times, like, you know, Chris, Craig, you know, Brandon Potter, Nick, Dallin, you know, a lot of the riders over the time, and then it became something over the years, you know. I started riding freestyle motocross, jumping bikes and whatnot. Then I got into a 250. You know, certain things happen. The one time on the 250, I was coming up to a gap on a steel jump, and my spark plug flooded on the face of the jump. And my engine just died. Boom! And I went flying over the front of the bars, head first into the back of the
craziest
landing.
accident you've ever
My
been
helmet
in?
wasn't even. I was stupid. Kids,
You didn't put
strap
the
your
helmet.
helmet.
What's the craziest accident you've ever been in?
Is this the craziest accident you've ever been in?
So how's that? So I just had from that, obviously putting my arm out, I just had a young, you drop from like almost about 2 stories up, you know? And luckily I just got a hairline fracture and damaged some tissue in my wrist, but 2 weeks, I was 16, 2 weeks after that I had a show in KwaZulu-Natal, Durban. And with one or two of the other big boys.
But you're still injured?
Yeah, in South Africa. Yeah, but I didn't have a cast. I told the doctor I really needed to do it. It was like a thing for me because that's what I thought I was gonna do. You know, ride freestyle motocross. I thought that was like my life. You know.
Yeah.
And that was my passion.
Wait, so you
like
wanted to make it as a
16?
freestyle motocrosser?
Yeah.
Shit.
That
Oh
was
wow! And then how did it switch to the music then? What
it was always
happened?
there. It was
It
always
was always
there.
present. I wouldn't say it wasn't switched. I can even answer for you there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a switch. Like I'm saying, you were doing this shit at the same time.
It's
like,
weird.
the whole time.
Things just
That's crazy.
intertwine in a weird way.
Yeah.
So let's just say then with the freestyle, with that, right? So I literally just got a black wrist guard and it has 2 either titanium or just metal
Yeah,
plates
see
to
that
hold
one.
your wrist stuff,
And then you
know.
put your thumb in it, and then it's
Yeah, there we go. So I went 2 weeks later and I rode, but with the same bike.
With the flooded spark plug, everything.
Well, obviously a new spark plug now, and I've been burning it down the road, and it was raining a little bit, and some people were there and waiting for us to jump and shit. And everyone started jumping, and I was like, "Oh my word, this is hectic."
It was raining.
Slightly, it was wet everywhere, bro. The landing with the machinery had to land like dug out of the ground, built up the landing, shaped the landing. There were rocks sticking out the back of the landing. I hit this jump, and my spark plug just before I hit the jump bogged. It went bore, and I was like, no ways. Opened up, gas, tapped out, and I hit the jump too hard. It just had this whole ball of gas and acceleration on the face. So now picture I hit the jump. Here's the landing. I hit the jump. Here's the bottom of the landing. Picture like 2-3 meters after the bottom of the landing. I landed like this. Instead of landing smooth like that, I jumped and I landed flat. Boom, like that. Bro, all I saw was the ground coming down, and all I thought to myself was, my wrist. If I land, this thing's gonna snap or something. I let go of the handlebars and I literally did this.
Oh my god!
And I literally just saw the ground coming. I saw the ground coming. Boosh! There's a photo of me just bouncing off in the air to the left.
That's like funny.
Hey man, but that trust, bro. There's people that have had way worse.
I can
Yeah, but I feel like something in you must have broken from that impact. You definitely broke both.
I didn't hold on the handlebars. I put my wrist like this, and my whole back and everything bounced, and I took the impact like that.
Yeah.
Suspension and the bike saved me. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy. Okay.
But then anyway, from the freestyle motocross, then obviously I had been riding at a compound called Jungle Rush, FMX, and now we're a corporate company.
That's your company, right?
Well, Dallin Goldman, founder of the
Your
company.
big shout out to the homie Dallin Goldman.
Jungle Rush. That's our team. I represent Jungle Rush.
Big shout out.
So yeah, man, they've also done a lot for me, man. Kept me within the industry.
So what is the agreement between you and Jungle Rush?
Well,
you're like the
I'm
owner.
like the master of ceremonies. I host all the events that we do out of the country, in the country, like whether it's in Botswana or whatever. Like we go out there.
These are like motocross
and the ministers there. Yeah, like no, we come. We bring a massive landing on a truck. We come through. We bring jumps. We bring riders. Everything. We come backflipping the bikes 20 meters distance, 23 meters distance, 2.5 stories, 2 stories in the air. Dudes jumping, having a good time, doing shows, and then I'll MC it, and then I'm still involved. Obviously, I'm not riding anymore because I'm doing my thing right now. I also can't afford to bust my leg or something, or you know what I mean.
Have you ever thought of fusing those two worlds together? So your events in the motocross world with your music?
Well, I'd love to have my homies jumping in my video. Or like, even with the whole music thing, I've actually got a homie of mine, Scotty, he rides as well, and he also raps as well, Scotty Billet. Yeah, check for him as well. He's also gonna, I think, drop some like underground shit, man. He's trippy, he's got a trippy style, trust me.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Scotty,
you should play me
Scotty,
shit,
Scotty.
Him. Yeah, I was doing GKM.
Did it just cut or what happened?
No. We all good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was doing GKM shit 5 years ago. Jesus.
Gorilla King music.
Yeah. I was running around with the label. What were you up to 5 years ago? Do you even remember? Or is it like a lifetime?
No, I remember. I was trying to do the whole back to the city thing.
Yeah.
You were also like there the first time. I remember.
Yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
That was like the first time
Yeah, and I saw you on stage at that spot. Yeah, it was fire.
That was like back to the city days, and then like beatbox battles, getting out there and whatever, going on, and I was just trying to win all that shit.
All that shit. So the difference between
no.
Jed 5 years ago and the difference between Jed now is?
I'm just moving on, bro.
Yeah.
I love beatboxing, and I always want to perform my beatboxing, and
Yeah.
But I just want to share my music, perform
Yeah.
my music, and just perform a story, and tell a story, and share vibes with people, and uplift people through music.
I saw you posting some stuff about a website coming soon and all of that. What are your plans, let's say,
Already,
for Jed?
this is the whole thing. I've got a dinner. When you watch this, you gotta know people are waiting, bro. So my bro Dana, he's gonna be doing my Dana Pretorius.
Yeah.
You need to check him out.
Big shout out to the homie.
Indent Designs.
Indent Designs.
Indent Designs.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
He'll be doing my websites and all that and whatnot. But that's when I'm ready to release this stuff. There's no point in it launching, because when it launches, then it at least needs to have the first
Content,
video.
Yeah.
It needs to have all that. So,
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm pissed off with myself at the fact that it's like come to this point. But at the same time, I guess this is just how it is.
Yeah.
And that's just how it is, and I'm just gonna keep going from
It's
there.
what it is.
It's what it is.
It's what it is. It's what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Tell Jimmy we said it's what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah, nah, I feel you,
But
bro.
hey, man,
So you were out at let's talk about First Thursdays for a bit. You were
yes,
you were out at
Yes.
First Thursdays at the
First Thursdays.
the first one ever
Yes.
to happen. Tell
And
tell
thank
us
you for that,
about
by the way, because we
Yeah.
actually highlighted him
very
last minute.
Oh shit! So
No
yeah,
worries.
the story is Jed.
You guys will do it for me too, man. So
Yeah. Jed
That
pulled
was
through
awesome.
when we really needed for us. How was your experience at First Thursdays? What did you think? Did you enjoy the vibes? Yeah.
got there. Martin was DJing there, spinning. Everyone was just chilled out. No stressed out vibes.
Yeah.
Were there, nice, good times. People started coming through there, sitting down, checking everything out. The vibes were great. Performances began on the mics. People were there. People weren't being whack. The crowd was so cool. Everyone just appreciated everything. Whether the homies were playing techno, whether they were playing, house, hip hop, it didn't matter. They were literally just appreciating everyone for what it was.
Yeah.
And there were so many different types of people. It didn't look like anyone was really a friend of anyone's. That's how weird it was.
That really came through.
It looked like everyone just became friends.
Yeah.
Friends.
Real talk. There's a lot of
First
different
Thursdays,
faces.
man. Yeah, I really enjoyed
That's
that.
a great
I'm
description.
keen to see that grow, man. I'm sure people will definitely be spreading that word for sure. I'm sure they did after that already, because it was just a cool vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I'd go to that and I'd come to that.
We've grown the lineup for this next one. You're on the lineup. Are you keen
Thank
to?
you.
I'm in. Keen to mess things up again. Yeah.
I'm in.
Guys, pull through 5th of March.
Yeah,
First Thursday of the
every
month.
First Thursday of the
Every
month.
first Thursday of the
Come
month.
through.
He won't be live.
Come see
It's
Jed
so
do his
crazy.
thing live, man. You know what I mean?
Check out the Blaze Cafe podcast to see any of the clips that he's done at the previous show.
Yes, ain't no
if you wanna
sway
check
in the
that out.
morning. You don't get no live performance right now. Go watch the other videos. See what's popping. Did you manage to have any products while you were at Blaze? Did you have any of the juices while you were there, or any of the
myself and
edibles?
Chris just had some coffee. And
You
I'm
had
not
the-
really a coffee kind of guy.
Yeah.
I like raw boys tea.
Wilson. Yes,
Shout
yeah.
out there,
And ginger.
Yeah, and ginger. There we go.
Yeah.
But obviously we can't do that all the time. But water.
Yeah.
Big Jenkins, drink more water.
Anyway, shout out to
How's
the
your water,
Blaze
bro?
Cafe.
You haven't had a sip
Yeah,
the whole time.
I've been sipping shit, bro.
Or maybe I'm just blind right now.
Shout out to the Blaze Cafe. Shout out to Shiggy. Shout out to Lydia for the product.
Yeah, man. I tried out the gummies.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I had a soccer or what did I have?
Yeah. One of those round ones, eh?
I think I had a soccer. I had like a pack of gummies. I ate them all.
How was your experience?
It was great. I had a good time. I don't even know, man. We had a bit of a toy. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Besides that, honestly, man, either way, thanks to them for that stuff. That was cool. I enjoyed the gummies. I enjoyed the coffee. But mainly, I just enjoyed First Thursdays. And I just want to be a part of First Thursday.
Big blessing. And I
Everything
think...
part of it.
Shout out Blaze Cafe.
Shout out Blaze Cafe. And on that note, we out.
We can be out.
We can definitely be out.
These products are available, guys. Please visit the Blaze Cafe at the Cosmopolitan in Mabuning.
24
It's
Albrecht
out
Street.
there. Come catch Nery. Yes, I'm sorry. Catch